Hey guys, Abelhawk here. Here for another look at some Reforged models. Today we're looking at the Undead ones. So we kind of already looked at the Acolyte in the last episode briefly to go along with the Dark Priests and Heretics and stuff. But overall, I think he looks great. He's got the dagger out and everything, which looks really good. His harvesting gold animation is definitely different. He channels it as opposed to like kind of making that symbol appear above his head just over and over again or whatever. So anyway, might be a little bit different, but overall I think it looks pretty good. Here's the shade. I think his head looks kind of funny. I don't know, it looks kind of super villain mask-ish, and I kind of hope that they make it a little bit more smoky at the end there, but other than that, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. The ghoul, ooh, he walks creepy. Yeah, overall I think they did a great job with the ghoul, making him just disgusting with that tongue and everything. One thing I'm glad that they did is kept his nose. Like, in WoW, the ghouls don't have noses, and it really bothers me. Like, I don't know why they think it's good to just have this big, like, frog snout, but the nose, you know, that or lack thereof, you know, the hole or whatever makes a big difference. So anyway, I think that's pretty good so far. The abomination, again, really nasty and disgusting. The like highlighting effects really work well on the entrails and stuff. Oh, his spine's ripped out of his, yeah, disgusting. One thing I noticed that there's only one model for the abomination. I know that there's like a special abomination in the campaign, the Undead Frozen Throne campaign, and so I'm not sure if they're gonna have that be different, or I don't know. I guess we'll see how unique, like how many unique models they make, but overall it's pretty good. Oh, also these green, I guess I should turn the snow off, that's unnecessary. It's kind of messing with some stuff. Okay, see, so as this right here is a disease cloud. If you can see these green particles, I think it's not visible enough. I hope they make it a little bit more. Like, I don't know, I can kind of see how in the original Warcraft 3 the disease cloud was kind of overkill, I guess, but this is underkill. This looks barely like anything, so definitely want to see when a unit is diseased with disease cloud. This here is a meat wagon. Ooh. Got a straight up corpse right there and like a whole load of like viscera, which is nasty. One thing I noticed was that the projectile, I'm pretty sure, has like purple blood, which is weird. I don't know why they changed the blood to purple. I mean, there's already disgusting amounts of like gore and stuff, so I don't know if they're trying to make it like less gory or something, but it just made it look weird. Here we got the, oh, here's the normal gargoyle. Nasty and creepy with its mane and everything. Looks pretty good. And then as you can see here, it literally turns to stone when it goes into stone form, which I think is awesome. I actually haven't looked at the morph animation. We can probably look at that. See how good that looks, because the texture clearly changes, so. Ooh, okay, pretty cool, yeah. Kind of hard to tell with it being that fast and stuff, but anyway, I just really like the stone form gargoyle. Looks really nice as opposed to just sort of freezing in place. We'll get to the banshee later. I forgot that I put them in a different place along with the ghosts. Here's a necromancer. Really cool staff there with a candle on top, which is kind of funny. I never noticed that, but I think that's how the staffs were in the original Warcraft 3, so kind of funny how the details come out in these more detailed models. Makes sense. That book looks really cool. Got the twin daggers on his belt and everything. Overall looks really good. This is Kel'Thuzad, who takes things up a little bit. I don't know why he looks like he has a real snake on his staff. Like, the metal snake looks cool enough, I think, but huh, kind of weird. It's almost like it's a real snake with real wings instead of the metal wings, so I don't know what they're doing there. I mean, if that was moving around, I'd be like, oh, it's a real snake, but anyway, Kel'Thuzad looks pretty cool. Definitely looks like an upgraded necromancer now, which is pretty cool. This is the ghost Kel'Thuzad, which obviously is probably not finished. still looks kind of weird. I'm guessing that kind of light blue color is a placeholder for some kind of spectral effect they'll add later because, excuse me, I've seen it in a couple other models, so we'll kind of see. Here's the obsidian statue. Looks pretty cool. I want to see the attack animation on this. Okay, it doesn't really show. But I wanted to see how the, like if it does the sort of lightning meeting in the middle and fires a lightning thing. But anyway, really cool statue overall, really detailed. Here's the destroyer. Much less scary now. He's got more of just like a straight up Anubis face. And it doesn't have that terrifying snout on the old one. So yeah, still kind of scary, but mostly just kind of cool. I just think it looks cooler and less scary. So the destroyer was like way terrifying in the old one. Okay, here's a frost worm. Really cool. I love the effect of that like light blue glow on the inside of the ribs. It makes it just look like it's super cold from that crystal that's giving it life. I think it looks amazing. So they did a great job on that. This here is Sapphiron. So he's got the bigger curly horns and stuff. Just overall bigger, spikier. And this is his original living form. Man, the animations are driving me nuts. Yeah, he'll look a lot better once it's not twitching like that, but you get the idea. It looks really cool to see him with his two different forms and stuff. And since we have Saffron here, I thought I'd compare him to the actual just normal blue dragon. He's got some blue crystals on him and stuff, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Not a big fan, I guess. But as you'll see in a different video when I look closer at the creeps and all the other dragons, like I really like how they look different. Like that definitely looks like a baby whelp, like a blue whelp dragon and stuff. And then the drake, you know, the progression as usual among creeps is really good there. Here's an undead sky barge. Looks really cool overall. The way that moves, that skull, it almost looks like it's alive or something, which is really creepy. And those like finger-like bones and stuff. Okay, so here are all the Nerubians. I don't know how I feel about this type of horseshoe beetle thing on the normal Crypt Lord hero. I guess I had to make him look different from a Nubarak, but I don't know, it just looks weird to me. I do like the green color on them and stuff, and I do like how they are distinct, but that type of nose horn, I don't know beetle part names, but I don't know. Not sure how I feel about it, but overall I think the look definitely is consistent among like the Nerubian feel, which is cool. And these guys are great. Look how different the level 1, 2, and 3 beetles look. Got the gold trim on them with that armor that's consistent throughout, and those level 3 beetles look amazing. Like before, there was a very little distinction, and there still are in some of the units, like the Spirit Wolves for the Orcs, but these guys look really good. Crypt Fiends are nasty. They made them really gross. Yeah, not much else to say. They did a great job with those, I think. So here are the actual Nerubians. I was a little surprised about the Spiderling. I'm pretty sure it's just, well, I mean, I guess it's got like an egg sac, I guess, so maybe it's different, but this definitely doesn't look like a baby Nerubian, you know? It just looks kind of scaled down from these ones, so I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see. This one's kind of weirded me out because it only has 4 legs. Oh, now I see. So this one has 2 arms and 6 legs for a total of 8. And this one has 4 arms and 4 legs for a total of 8. So interesting. More arms on the web spinner, which I'm guessing is a spellcaster? Yeah. So maybe the spellcasters have more arms and then the other ones have more legs, like the warriors. Yeah. Huh. Kind of subtle, but interesting. That's the Spider Lord. This is a Nerubian Queen. Not that much difference, honestly. They are distinct, as you can tell by their leg armor, but not very much. I don't know. I think that one could use a little bit more. Well, I don't know. I guess the headdress is different too. So, yeah. And I just decided to throw these spiders on. I really love the forest spider. Looks very different from like the black spider. Just realized I forgot to put on some of the, like, the brood mother and stuff from, I guess there's a few more spiders, but I'll just save those for the creep map. Video. Alright, here's some heroes. Something must be going on with the animation because the icon, I don't know if you can see it, but is clearly a female Death Knight, which I guess some people are mad about, which is kind of funny. So I'm guessing that the Death Knight can be female or male, or maybe just female on Melee, I'm not sure. But that's clearly not a female, that's just Arthas, and I'm pretty sure that the model hasn't been changed. Did I put that on right? Yeah, that's just a Melee Death Knight, so that must not be correctly put on there, so I don't know. Here's a Lich. He's kind of interesting. The books are a little silly, kind of, but I really like his face. Like, he looks distinct from Kel'Thuzad. He's got his own look with his skull and everything. And yeah, I guess the books kind of add to his style, I guess. And then here's actual Kel'Thuzad. He's got his whirling chains and his sort of, I don't know if it's like Egyptian feel. Yeah, kind of Egyptian feel. He's got kind of the pharaoh chin thing and stuff. Yeah, they just basically took the campaign heroes and then for their melee counterparts, they just sort of downgraded them, made them look a little bit, just a little bit weaker, I guess. Not weaker, just not as extravagant. Alright, so, okay, now let's get onto the skeletons and stuff. There are skeletons for days now, it's amazing. So, one thing I noticed is, with the zombie, there's a female zombie now, which is pretty cool. So, on the culling, you'll be able to, like, once the female villagers will turn into these female zombies, and then the males will turn into these. In the original version of the culling, according to David Freed, who designed it, you could kill, like, children. So I'm glad they didn't change that, because, like, zombie children would be really disturbing. This is a Dalaran mutant from the Dalaran Ruins tile set. Morph. Interesting. Anyway, and so I thought it was interesting that he's like mutated from these mana crystals and stuff, so pretty cool. Okay, let's get to the actual skeletons. Here's a skeleton warrior. Pretty solid. And then we get the skeletal mage. He's got the glowing green eyes and stuff. Staff. Yeah, there's not much to say about each of these, but just look how distinct they are. So you got the warrior, the mage. Here's the archer. I like how he has a couple arrows in his head. That's the archer. That's the marksman. Back up, Sylvanus. We'll get to you in a sec. His hood's pretty funny. And then this is the burning archer. Every once in a while it flares up with flame, which I thought was kind of interesting. Yeah, it's just one of his stand animations, which is weird. And then it just turns off. So I don't think that's finished because that fire looks like the old Warcraft 3 fire. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. Oh, I guess I've already done a skeleton warrior. Yeah, that's the creep skeleton warrior, but it must be the same as the ones that are raised by the undead. This one I thought was sweet. Look at this. This is a giant skeleton warrior, which I thought was awesome. He's dragging that big hammer. He's got glowing red eyes. A really good model, and makes it really distinct from just normal skeleton warriors scaled up like they used to be. Okay, now we got dark minions, which are raised by the Dark Ranger. It's kind of just like a normal skeleton warrior without as much armor, and then it goes up with its own armor, like quite a bit bigger, and then these are the greater dark minions. I mean, they are huge. If you bring them next to the actual ranger who raised it, ridiculously big. So I think that's a little much. He already looks like spikier and everything, so I don't think the scale has to be this drastic. I'll bet you a nickel that in some future patch, Blizzard will scale down all these high-level creeps because they're just too big. Actually, this isn't even a creep. I think that makes it even more so because, you know, you don't want these giant things created just from the Black Arrow ability. I don't know. We'll find out. Here's a skeletal orc. Looks really good. I like his hammer. Here's a skeletal orc grunt. Got a little bit of shoulder armor and an axe. And then a skeletal orc champion, which, again, all these high level... Oh, looks like there's a little glitch with his loincloth. All these high-level creeps just look like bosses. I can't wait to make some kind of game where these are utilized in that way, because it looks amazing. Let's take a look at just a couple buildings. Like I've said in the other ones, most of the buildings just look better, but these ones I thought looked particularly good. That one looks amazing, I think, for the Temple of the Damned. And then we got the ziggurat. I just kind of liked this one specifically. Like, it looks like, look at all that rime, you know, rhymed frost kind of cascading off of that and actually forming on that. So that was really cool. I feel like these are going to be improved as well. A little bit primitive compared to everything else, but yeah, I guess we'll see. These also do not have a very good upgrade animation. I know in the original Warcraft 3, the crystal sort of phases into existence as it's upgrading, or this crystal, but now it just like kind of starts over and it has its own birth animation. Yeah, it just does this whole thing like all over again once it, oh, it's kind of a funny death animation. It's like the foundation falls off or something. Anyway, thought those were pretty cool. Here's a demon gate. Looks pretty cool and a little less cartoony. The old one kind of looked a little bit cartoony, maybe because of the lava rocks, and it still kind of has that, but I think it looks better. Especially that looks really cool for like a summoning circle or something. Here's the shrine, which I still think is kind of a weird thing to have in the game, especially since, I mean, there's no way that's the skull of Gul'dan, you know? It's huge, so anyway. I see that they kept the birth animation for it, which is interesting. I don't know. Here's the Lich King. I like the ice texture. I imagine that it'll be somewhat translucent in the final draft. I guess we'll find out. Alright, there's so many undead units. I hope I didn't miss any. Alright, so here's just like the Revenants in the various games. That's a fire Revenant. Doesn't look like fire related per se, but it just kind of is like the vanilla Revenant, as you'll kind of see how the other ones progress. This one's a Revenant of the Tides, so it's got kind of a conch shell staff with a coral shield sort of thing. It looks sort of tattered and drowned. Oh, and it's got like tentacles on it, I just noticed. Yeah, hanging off of it. This is a Frost Revenant. Again, not super frost focused. I guess he's got some snow on his robe and scepter, but... And then this is a Lightning Revenant. This one's got more of a lightning vibe with those runes and stuff. This one's a Revenant of the Seas. Basically just looks like the other Revenant with kind of a spikier conch shell and different coloring. And then we get to the big ones. This one is a Revenant of the Depths, which is very... Yeah, he's got like the tentacles and the seaweed all off of him and stuff. Looks really cool. And the Ice Revenant's got a huge spiky club. Yeah, just definitely looks kind of icy. And then this one is the Deep Lord Revenant. Oh, there's 4 levels of the tidal ones. And he's got a lot of tentacles and kind of a fishbone theme. And then you got the daddy of them all, which is awesome. I love the scythe. I love the like black runes and everything. This guy could be a sweet end boss. And I guess he is, I think, like right before you get Frostmourne in the campaign. So, love the look of him. Okay, did we look all over there? Alright, moving on to the Dreadlords. There's a whole lot of Dreadlords, so let's take a look at them. This one is just the normal melee Dreadlord. Nothing special to speak of, which is common among the melee heroes. This one is Dalvinger. I can't remember where he is in the campaign. Probably the Frozen Throne Undead campaign. I looked up their colors and matched it to him, and I was kind of disappointed that they used so few. It's like green and red, mostly green, and then the 2 red ones are the ones that you actually play in the game, and then there's Balnazar, who's like kind of the coolest of them all. So I don't know, like there's a few in the cinematic, the Dreadlords Convene, where there's like a blue one and like an orange one or something, but I don't know, they stuck to just green for a lot of them, so I don't know, guess we'll find out about that. Anyway, he's got like a broken horn. Other than that, looks kind of normal. This is Mal'Ganis, which I think looks probably one of the coolest ones. just looks really good. I remember seeing him for the first time in that Reforged preview a year ago, and yeah, he looks amazing. So well done on Mal'Ganis. This is Tichondrius, which is weird. He's got like a weird like thorn beard sort of thing, but I don't know, I guess that works. I haven't noticed what Tichondrius looks like on WoW, so maybe that's to make him fit with that better. His horns are also kind of weird. So anyway, that's Tichondrius, and they definitely changed... Oh, wait a minute. Varmothras is the one that's on WoW, I think. I don't know, maybe they both are at some point. Anyway, Varmothras has got the mutton chops, like sideburns, which is kind of funny. And he looks, yeah, just quite a bit different, less armor. Yeah, I guess their wings are all subtly different too. He's got the most horns and stuff. I don't know. This one's my favorite. Deathrok, the fat dreadlord. Amazing. I'm so glad they did this to set him apart from the other ones. You know, there's all the sorts of ways that they kind of distinguish units from each other with, you know, like I was saying, the horns and the armor and clothing. This one, they just made him huge, and it's hilarious. And I really like, I mean, the scar tissue even looks real and stuff. Deathrok is, in the campaign, I think he's one who, like, charms everybody or something. He hypnotizes all these people to follow him, so I like to think of him as just like a fat dreadlord who just kind of sits on his butt on his throne and orders people around. So I thought that was good. And this is Balnazar. He's like the coolest of them. I remember in Warcraft 3 original, they made him look better somehow. Like, he was just tinted purple, but like, man, he had like a shadow orb and stuff and just looked really good. As you notice how he keeps kind of bowing down like that, he's got a wounded animation, and if you've played the campaign, you'll know why that is. And it's one of my favorite cutscenes. And then since Dreadlords summon these demons, I thought I'd show you them. At first I was upset that they have that stupid neck back thing on these Infernals, but overall I think it looks good. It's not as dopey looking as on WoW, and so yeah, I think these look good. I like the Infernals. There's two types of Doom Guards. These are the ones that are summoned by the Dreadlord's Doom ability, I believe. I really like the black and green fell blades or whatever. And interesting, his wings don't have any webbing in them. Anyway, looks a kind of fun, silly head. Like, his head's kind of big and silly looking, but I don't know. Overall, I think it's pretty good. These are the ones in the campaign, I think, and they are enormous. Like, just huge, and I think they look amazing. So, looks really good. I hope that their blade's going to be on fire, like in the original. Here's some pit lords. Here's the melee pit lord. He looks kind of funny. A little bit of a funny face there. But overall, looks pretty good. He's got a cool weapon, and I don't know what that like red thing down his back is, but I don't know. I guess I'm a little disappointed. I miss the pit lord beards. I think that added a ton to the pit lord. Now they just look kind of lizard-like, but with the beard, it made him almost look, I don't know, more intelligent or something. So I'm gonna miss the beard. This is Asgalor. He was purple on Warcraft 3, but now he's this green color. Oh man, I just noticed his huge hammer. It's enormous. I wonder if this was, I guess this was in Reign of Chaos, I think. Yeah, this is Reign of Chaos. As you can see, it doesn't have cleaving attacks, so maybe that's why they gave him the hammer. It can't really cleave with the hammer. And since he has Thunderclap, I don't know, maybe that makes a difference. This is Magtheridon, which looks really cool. It's almost like they just cut a chunk out of his head and just like cut all the way down and like split it like a fish or something, which is weird. Maybe that's going to be on fire later, because I know that Manaroth, which is right here, had that in the cinematic, so I don't know. Kind of weird, but I guess we'll find out. Obviously these aren't done yet, especially the particle effects. There's hardly any, so I guess we'll find out. Ooh, just noticed this thing right here, which is pretty sweet. And his weapon looks really brutal. Not sure what those things are. Anyway, Manaroth, I think, definitely looks the best among the pit lords. And his tail looks really cool too. Ooh, those wings look weird. That can't be right. Is that glitched? That looks like it's not supposed to be like that. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's glitched. That must be part of his other skin from like here and different parts of it, so I imagine they'll fix that at some point. The other ones look good. I figured since I was looking at these demons, I might as well look at some of the demons of Outland. So here's the Eridar Sorcerer. I think he looks kind of dopey, honestly. His head looks too big for his body. I don't know. He just looks kind of stubby. Yeah, you know, they look a little different. This one, it just doesn't look scary. I mean, his tentacles are coming off of his face, like not just his chin like a real Draenei, but his actual like cheekbones. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. Archimonde looks a little better. He definitely looks like he does in the cinematics. So I think they did a good job with Archimonde. Yeah, I think he looks better for those, but these NPC ones look just kind of stupid. Kil'Jaeden, I'm surprised that he's smaller than him, but then again, he's only seen a couple times in the cinematics. I'm not a huge fan of his wings. I thought it was cool in... sorry, I'm really tired. I thought it was pretty cool in Frozen Throne when he just didn't have wings. Like, it kind of went against the trope of demons having wings. You know, it was just cool how he could kind of float in that demon storm and everything just without wings, and so I think he could have done without those. But then again, in Warcraft 2, Kil'Jaeden had wings, and so I guess that kind of reconciles that a little bit. But love the lava glow in random places too, like in his hooves, so that looks pretty good. And here are some Void Walkers, which are a pretty big improvement. I don't really like how they're like the color of cotton candy, I guess. I mean, they're the Void, so I was hoping they'd be dark blue or something like on WoW, but better than before by a long shot, because before they were just shades that looked different. So they look much better like this, I think, overall. And yeah, this one's like red. I don't know why the color choices are kind of weird. Like, this is the only one that looks a little bit void-y. I don't know, I guess the purple ones aren't bad, but I think it would have been better if they got darker as time went on. Armor's pretty cool overall, though. Okay, and then, yeah, I think it's just these other demons. We got the Felguard. I really like their faces. I think that they did a good job of that. Before you couldn't really tell, but now you can kind of see their demonic faces in there. So that's the Felguard, the Blood Fiend. Not a lot of difference. Again, just kind of subtle things. He's got like a strap and a little bit more armor, a little bit more ornate gloves and stuff. And then we got the Overlord, which the old models were all using a two-handed weapon. And these ones just look like they... Let's look at their animation real quick, I guess. Oh, interesting. So when they walk, they actually carry it two-handed. Huh. Interesting choice, I guess. But yeah, he looks a little bit more like it, and yeah, I really like his rounded axe. Alright, and then here are the various iterations of the Fell Stalker, or Fellhound, or what, I guess they're not called Fellhounds anymore, including the Zergling, because it's based off of the skeleton, but, you know, they basically just took the really awesome Zergling unit from, I'm guessing just straight from StarCraft 2. I mean, it looks just like it, but it's definitely got the hands and everything. Overall, these look pretty similar. It's interesting that at the beginning they don't really have facial features. It's just kind of a bone beak, but then they kind of get a little bit more of the skull eyes and stuff. But yeah, the horns basically just change. The spines change a little bit of change in color. Nothing too drastic. Oh yeah, and then they get these displacer beast tentacle things, which is pretty cool. Oh, do they shoot thorns out of those or something? I guess you could. They look like they are kind of shooting, but I don't know. And then here's the Fell Ravager. It's got big old tusks and stuff. I mean, this is just... And then the Greater Spirit Beast. I guess these aren't... It actually goes Yeah, it actually goes this spirit beast, then that one, then that one. So I guess this isn't fair to line them up like this. Like you can see the spirit beasts have those colored horns and stuff, but I just kind of lined them up by size. Overall, it just kind of looks like a Pokemon evolution chain, I think. The infernal contraptions look pretty good. Any of you played Descent to Avernus? That's what it reminds me of now. They definitely took a different approach with them before. I think that one of them was just a different model of the other one with this gun thing compacted into itself, so they kind of just made them all with the gun out and gave them distinct looks, which look really cool. This one looks kind of cutesy, doesn't it? Just kind of looks like this adorable little motorcycle thing that a demon might ride, but these other ones look a little more intimidating, especially this one with like the treads and stuff. So, and lastly, the Succubi. I like how they gave them whips now. I don't know, they obviously took a approach of making the succubus more like they are in WoW. I kind of liked the original Warcraft 3 succubus, how it looked a little different from the like trope, where they'd kind of attack with their wings, and their wings were sort of like a cloak around them or whatever. But I don't know, they made them sufficiently like intimidating, and some of them have knives and some of them have whips. The whip animation for attacking is pretty solid, I think, as you can see. And I think one of them I noticed has like cleaving attack, which I think is interesting to have with a whip. Huh, not sure which is which. Or maybe it's passive, I don't know. Anyway, that is a look at all the undead units. I guess next is the Night Elf units, which should be coming fairly soon. I'm really excited to see those, since they've been the last to come. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And what do the undead say on WoW when you say goodbye? I think they say, trust no one. So, trust no one, everyone.